Hey geeks, welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Strange New Worlds Season 4, Episode 2, The Griffin Incident. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything I say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Wow! That's probably my favorite episode of Strange New Worlds. And goddamn, it was the scariest. Star Trek doesn't do horror a whole lot. And when they do, it's often a little bit silly. Like I'm thinking specifically of the episode of The Next Generation when Troy was cake. Like I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember like the overall story of that. I just remember like that part and then somebody drinking out of somebody's head. Like it was scary, but it was also just silly and ridiculous. This episode, the Griffin Incident, was goddamn terrifying. It was like Event Horizon, but Star Trek, and it was awesome. La'an, Spock, and James T. Kirk they're coming back from like a conference or fucking something, and they investigate a distress signal, and they end up on the Griffin, which has been missing for fucking years, and it's haunted. It's like legit like Event Horizon haunted. We never really find out what it is that's causing this. It's just, you know, the crew went crazy. They killed themselves. They killed the other people in the crew, and La'an and Kirk and Spock, it slowly kind of worms their way into their minds, and La'an kind of gets the worst of it. She sees what they think is like the lone survivor of the Griffin, right? Harper. She's like slowly manipulating La'an into doing what she did in saving people. And Kirk, he keeps hearing his baby, and then the fucking baby arm reaching up out of the fucking console thing. Like I'm sorry, disembodied babies laughing or crying or whatever is the scariest thing ever. And then that freaking baby arm fucking, and then Jim's fucking, you know, digging through the guts of the communications console. I thought for sure something was going to grab him and drag him in. And Spock is seeing T'Pring, and like his logical mind knows that she is a hallucination. And because of that, he's able to use that to kind of wake himself up from whatever's happening. Before that, she like cuts the tip of his ears off, and she's gonna like take his heart and move it to where it's supposed to be. And just the body horror is not my thing. I'm not into that. So the part where she cut the tips of his ear off, ooh, heebie-jeebies. And then there, I guess a little bit after the halfway point of the episode, when the landing party comes in to like rescue them, you've got Pike, you've got Uhura, you got Ortegas, and Sam Kirk. As soon as they showed up, I knew that they weren't really there. Because one of the things at that point in Strange New Worlds is that they haven't, as far as I know, and I don't know a ton of, you know, Star Trek history, but Strange New Worlds they've done a very good job of not contradicting or being inconsistent with previously established history. I'm thinking really right now of Kirk and Pike. I'm pretty sure that Kirk in the original series says that he's only met Captain Pike once. And so far, up to that point in this episode, Kirk's only met Pike one time. So when they showed up, I was like, oh, they're not really there. Kirk only meets Pike one time. He's already met him, so they're not really there. This is not a rescue party. That's where my brain went. And then when they do get rescued, they get teleported or transported back onto the Enterprise, the real Enterprise, and Pike's there, and they meet again. So right there, okay, so that's my problem with prequels, is there's going to be inconsistencies and incongruities that happen that either you have to ignore, you have to explain away, or you have to retcon. And again, I'm not like super duper knowledgeable of Star Trek history, but from what I know, Strange New Worlds has done a pretty good job of not contradicting TOS or anything like that so far, but this seems to be one. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy if you would like let me know in the comments, like, no, this actually jives because blah 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 blah. Regardless, I will call this my favorite episode of Strange New Worlds because it was so different and so outside of what Star Trek usually does, but it still worked. Like telling a true horror story in the universe of Star Trek. It just, they pulled it off really, really, really well. Then, of course, you know, the Griffin's getting towed off at the end of the episode, and La'an's looking out her port, and she sees Harper there, and Harper, so this to me hints at a follow episode, hopefully in the future. I don't like loose ends. Like, this is the kind of thing where, like, oh, some serious shit's going to come from this, because that, whatever's on that ship is a dangerous, evil entity. And it could cause absolute fucking mayhem for Starfleet and for the Federation. If nothing ever comes of this, if it's, you know, it's with our best men and they just put the whole thing in crates in some building underground and nothing ever comes of it, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I hope they revisit this story and they figure out what the entity is. And even if they wait till season 5, if they wait till next season, I'm fine with that. I just want to come back to it at some point. All right, I think I've rambled on long enough. That's going to be it for this video. If I missed anything, and I probably did, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by dropping a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Geek on.